problem solving. Okay, we're going to review a little bit with addition and subtraction and thinking about how we can use the words that are in word problems to help us determine whether we need to add or subtract. The first thing that we need to do is think a little bit about what words signal or tell us to add or subtract. When I think about words that are going to help us with this idea of adding here, I'm going to think about like all together, or I might say in all, right? I might say the word total, sum, together, right? Added to, right? All of those things, or maybe even the word combined, right? Because again, this idea with addition is that you are combining or putting two things together to make a larger number, right? Again, when we add, our numbers are always going to be larger than they were of the two smaller pieces, all right? And there might be some others as well. Here with subtraction, I might say left or difference. Oh, gotta get it over on the right spot, right? Difference, how much more than, right? Or less than, right? Those can often be signaling that you're gonna, they had, 30 more than this one, or probably more less than more than. More than we'll put over on the other side here. Sorry, put that in the right spot. Less than, you might see that gave away, right? Or took away, right? Used, right? When we use something, we're subtracting, we're getting rid of it. Getting rid of, right? All of those things are going to be signaling to us that we need to subtract. Now, when we use those words or when we're looking for them within our word problem, we need to make sure that we're finding those in our question. The question part is going to be what is telling us what we need to do with the problem. The beginning parts of it, the first sentence or two, are going to give us information. There are ways that can help us model what the question is going to be like, right? But you have to look at the question and those part where the actual question mark is to think about what operation is it telling me to do, okay? Because that's really going to be a signal. Because sometimes you might have more than or less than in the initial part of it, and you might go, or you might find all together in the beginning of it, and you might go, totally, it's telling me to subtract or telling me to add. And really, it's actually giving you that information so that you can then either subtract or add or do the opposite, okay? So let's see how we go about doing that. 22 kids in the first class. There were 23 kids in the second class. How many kids were there all together? So I want to first start by looking at this part here. I'm going to circle it here to make sure that we know that we're looking at the question part here, right? And here I know that the word that I'm seeing is all together, which is signaling that all together, I'm going to put it together. So this here is telling me that I'm going to add. I'm going to highlight that. I want you to make sure that you're doing that today, that you're highlighting the word that's telling you to go about doing the operation that you're going to need to do. So this would be an addition problem. The next part I need to think about is what information do I need? Now, in this case, I don't have any distracting information. I just have two numbers here. Sometimes you might have more than that, and you have to decide, do I need all of it? In this case, it's just asking me how many do I need all together. So I'm going to take this one and this one, my 22 and my 23. I can write those over here, 22 plus 23. When I go through and I add those together, I'm going to have 45 here. Again, starting again with my ones column and then working over to my tens column to get to 45. Let's take a look at a couple others to see whether we can determine exactly what operation we need to do. The family drove 143 miles. They had 29 miles left on their drive. How many miles would they drive in all? So what word is telling me to do either addition or subtraction? What word or words are telling you to do that? The first thing I would think about here is that I'm going to, again, look to my question here. I'm going to kind of go through and circle this part here. And as I go and look through here, my question part, it says, how many miles will they drive in all? So in all here is telling me that I'm going to need to add, okay? Again, this is going to be an addition problem, okay? In here, though, I need to think about what other information is here and what words are in there. So that part left may have been a little bit confusing because you saw left and you go, hey, I see left. It's over here with my subtraction. Why in the world am I subtracting? Well, if I were to model this here, they've done this amount here of miles, and they had this amount left, okay? And I want to find my total. This is kind of a tape diagram here. So I have my total, or in all, total slash in all, and I've got my 143, and I've got my 29 here, my 29 that are left to go. Haven't done this yet. I'd probably put this over here in maybe a different color. It says, hey, boom, already done this one here. Already done the part in green. Yep, boom, done. Love it. 29 has not been done. So I now need to go through and add these together. So in this case, I'm going to go 143 and add my 29 to it. And as I come down here, I want to make sure that as I do these here, that I start with my ones column. I know I can go and kind of do this as an expanded form, but I want to make sure that in this case, I'm going to start my ones column. If you want to start with an expanded form, that's fine, but make sure that you're getting your additional tens because I can see I'm going to need to regroup. 9 and 3 together is going to be 12. 4, 1, and 2. Well, 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 4 is 7. And then 1, I'd have 172 miles left to drive. Let's try at least one more. Was 123 pounds. Wolf 63 weighed 28 pounds less than Wolf 44. How much did Wolf 63 weigh? So as I look at this again, I'm going to start by looking at my question. I look here at my question part here, which is here. Okay, how much should Wolf 63 weigh? And if I look at this, there are no other questions here. I just want to know how much does Wolf 63 weigh? I know Wolf 63, but I don't have a weight for him. If I look back up here, I can look at my information and see that I have 123 pounds. There's Wolf 63. Wolf 44 is 123 pounds. And Wolf 63 weighs 28 pounds less. Okay, 28 pounds less. And that part is telling me here that if it's less, right, this is the less than, right, that less than part, that's going to tell me that here I have a total, which is my 123 pounds. This is Wolf 44, right? I know that Wolf 63 is here, and I have some amount, the difference, the 29 pounds, right? So here, again, I have Wolf 63 plus 29 would equal Wolf 44, but I don't have Wolf 63, so I got to find that. So I'm going to start with my 123. It's telling me to subtract 123, and I'm going to take away my 28. This is where doing expanded form for subtraction is going to be a little bit more challenging, okay? So I got to make sure that I'm looking at this going, all right, well, do I have enough ones? Remember, we do not subtract up. So we start by going here and go, I don't have 3. I can't take 8 away from 3, but I can make this a 1 and make this into 13, right? Because I took one of my 10s, brought it over here to make 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Can't take 2 from 1. I cannot subtract up. Do not subtract up. Here I need to take away from or ungroup from my hundreds. So now I have 11 tens. So 11 minus 2 here equals 9. And I find that Wolf 63 is 95 pounds. Again, working today, make sure that you're looking at those words. Highlight the words that are signaling for you to do something. Make sure to also find your information that you need. Write your equation and solve.